Ever pondered why Ethiopia stands as the only African country never colonized by European powers? Well, strap in, because we're about to embark on a journey through history that might just shed some light on this intriguing question. It's the late 19th century, and Europe's most powerful nations are in the throes of the scramble for Africa, a frenzied race to lay claim to the vast, resource-rich landscapes of an entire continent. Yet amidst this voracious land grab, one country emerges unscathed: Ethiopia. Now you might be wondering, how did Ethiopia manage to dodge the bullet of colonization that so many other African countries could not? The answer to that lies in part with Ethiopia's unique geographical location and topography. Nestled in the Horn of Africa, Ethiopia is a land of striking contrasts. Towering highlands, fracturing valleys, daunting mountain ranges, and arid deserts. A diverse and challenging terrain that made it a tough nut to crack for would-be colonizers. Its geography posed not just a physical barrier, but a logistical nightmare for any force that dared to venture into these lands unprepared. But it wasn't just the land that posed a challenge. Ethiopia was a realm of ancient cultures, a cradle of civilization that had seen empires rise and fall long before the Europeans set their sights on Africa. Its people were fiercely independent, and the idea of succumbing to foreign rule was anathema to them. So in the face of European imperialism, Ethiopia was a puzzle. A land that refused to be tamed, a people that would not be subdued. But geography and culture alone do not tell the full story. There were key events, strategic decisions, and formidable leaders that shaped Ethiopia's resistance to colonization. In the grand game of imperialism, Ethiopia stood firm, a beacon of resistance. But how? Well, my friends, that's a tale for the next chapter. So hang tight as we delve deeper into the fascinating saga of Ethiopia's unconquered past. The answer lies not only in the mountains and valleys of Ethiopia, but also in the hearts of its people. A fierce sense of nationalism and unity pulsed through the veins of the Ethiopian people, serving as a resilient shield against colonial aspirations. This was a nation that stood together, bonded by a shared culture, language, and an unwavering love for their homeland. At the helm of this unity was a leader who embodied the spirit of resistance, Emperor Menelik II. A man of great vision and even greater courage, Menelik was a beacon of hope and strength for his people. His strategic acumen and unyielding resolve were pivotal in steering Ethiopia through turbulent times. The Battle of Adyabuwe, fought in the late 19th century, serves as a testament to Menelik's leadership and the indomitable spirit of the Ethiopian people. It was here that the true might of Ethiopia was unveiled to the world. Menelik, leading a vast army of fervent patriots, outsmarted a well-equipped Italian force. The Ethiopians, despite being outnumbered, turned the tables with their intimate knowledge of the terrain and a tactical brilliance that left the Italians reeling. The Ethiopians fought like a force of nature, their hearts steeled by the love for their land. They fought not as individuals, but as a single entity, a united front that refused to yield under the weight of colonial ambitions. Their victory at Adyabuwe was a message echoed across the mountains and valleys of Ethiopia, reverberating far beyond its borders. The Battle of Adyabuwe was not just a military victory, it was a statement to the world. Ethiopia will not bow. This was a nation that stood tall against the winds of colonialism, a testament to the power of unity, leadership, and the sheer will of its people. The Ethiopian resistance was a beacon of hope, a vivid reminder that the spirit of a people united can never be defeated. But the tale of Ethiopia's independence does not end with Adyabuwe. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, and we encounter a new chapter in Ethiopia's history, the Second Italo-Ethiopian War. The Italians, still stinging from their defeat at the Battle of Adyabuwe decades earlier, returned with a vengeance. They came armed with modern weapons, determined to claim Ethiopia as their own. This time, the war was of a different nature. The Italians, under the rule of Benito Mussolini, brought with them weapons of the modern age, tanks, machine guns, and even aircraft. The Ethiopia of old, with its brave warriors and traditional weaponry, faced an enemy that had evolved, that had embraced technology in its quest for conquest. And then there was the chemical warfare. The Italians resorted to using mustard gas, a lethal chemical weapon, blatantly violating the Geneva Protocol of 1925. It's a dark chapter in the annals of war, one that saw the Italians resort to desperate, inhumane measures in their bid to conquer the unconquerable. Yet, amid this onslaught, the world watched in silence. The League of Nations, an international body formed to maintain world peace, failed to intervene effectively. It imposed economic sanctions on Italy, but stopped short of banning the sale of oil, a move that could have crippled the Italian war machine. This failure of the League to act decisively marked the beginning of its downfall. But this was not just a war of weapons, it was a war of wills. And the Ethiopians, even in the face of modern warfare, refused to yield. They fought with courage and determination, their spirit unbroken. Even in the face of modern warfare, Ethiopia refused to yield, a testament to its unyielding spirit. Their resilience sent a clear message to the world: Ethiopia would not be conquered. In the face of adversity, Ethiopia rose, reclaiming its place on the world stage. As we delve deeper into our story, the period of the Italian occupation emerges as a dark chapter in Ethiopia's history. Yet, it was during this time that Ethiopia's resilience truly shone. The spirit of resistance was far from extinguished among the Ethiopian people, and this spirit would eventually lead to the expulsion of the Italian forces. The resistance was a formidable force, operating from the rugged terrain that had once deterred would-be colonizers. It was an amalgamation of various factions, bound together by a common cause, a shared love for their homeland. These brave warriors, both men and women, carried out relentless guerrilla warfare against the Italian forces, disrupting their operations and gradually chipping away at their morale. Their efforts were not in vain. The tide began to turn in favor of the Ethiopian resistance, thanks in part to the shifting geopolitics of the time. The outbreak of the Second World War saw Italy's resources stretched thin and its allies dwindling. The international community, previously indifferent to Ethiopia's plight, now rallied behind the beleaguered nation. The League of Nations, recognizing the legitimacy of Ethiopia's struggle, condemned the Italian occupation. In 1941, a momentous event marked the culmination of Ethiopia's struggle for freedom. Emperor Haile Selassie, who had been in exile in England, returned to Ethiopia, a symbol of the nation's enduring spirit. His return signaled the end of the Italian occupation and the reinstatement of Ethiopia's independence. The emperor, on his return, addressed his people, his words resonating with hope and determination. He spoke of a new Ethiopia rising from the ashes of war, ready to reclaim its place in the world. And so, Ethiopia once again emerged victorious. The land that had withstood the onslaught of foreign invaders, the people who had never bowed to colonial rule, had reclaimed their freedom. The spirit of resistance that had been kindled during the Italian occupation had led to the restoration of Ethiopia's independence. Once again, Ethiopia had defied the odds, reclaiming its status as an unconquered land. The story of Ethiopia is not just a historical anomaly, it's a testament to resilience. In a continent marred by the scars of colonialism, Ethiopia's unyielding spirit has left an indelible mark. The implications of this nation's resistance are far-reaching, not just within its borders, but across the African continent and indeed the world. Throughout history, Ethiopia has shown that unity can be a powerful force against oppression. Its resistance against colonial powers ignited a spark of nationalism, a sense of pride that spread like a wildfire across Africa. This spark led to a movement of decolonization that forever changed the face of the continent. Ethiopia's defiance served as a rallying cry, a call to arms for other African nations to rise up and reclaim their sovereignty. But the legacy of Ethiopia extends beyond the realm of politics. Its rich cultural heritage, steeped in centuries of tradition, continues to inspire and captivate. From the time-honored practice of coffee ceremonies to the vibrant rhythms of traditional music and dance, Ethiopia's cultural contributions have left an enduring impression on the world stage. Moreover, the spirit of resistance that once protected Ethiopia's sovereignty now fuels its progress. This spirit is seen in the determination of its people, in their relentless pursuit of education, innovation, and social justice. It's seen in the rise of Ethiopian literature, art, and cinema, and in the global recognition of its athletes. The legacy of Ethiopia is not confined to the past. It is a living, breathing narrative that continues to evolve. It remains a source of inspiration for other nations, a testament to what can be achieved through unity and resilience. It's a story of a people who refused to be defined by oppression, who chose to write their own history, and who continue to shape their future with courage and determination. In the end, Ethiopia's story stands as a beacon of hope, a tribute to the strength of unity, and a testament to the indomitable spirit of resistance.